John, day 6, day 7, catching up after yesterday and today, but we'll focus today on today's Superbike race first of all. 6th place, happy enough?
Yeah, solid, yeah.
Enjoy that?
Chuffed to bits for that, yeah. I mean, I think the build up, the atmosphere, the track, the 45-degree track temperature, the heat. I don't think I've ever been around the Isle of Man where I've seen as many people, you know. It was just heaps of people all the way around the track, and it was lovely. Really enjoyed it, you know. I'm sort of at a point where I know my limit, and that's where I am. Just eating some wieners, by the way, favourite food.
As long as you're keeping hydrated.
Well, that's it, I'm hydrated, but tonight, I'm not going to drink beer, but might have one, but I can definitely treat myself to a wiener tonight. So, yeah, let's set off. I thought I was flying. I was like, yeah, I mint this, and saw the helicopter coming. I thought, oh, I don't think they're going to be filming me at the front. It must be Dunlop catching. I had a little nosy over my shoulder at the Craig, and he was there. I was like, wow. So he just crossed to the left, you know, hung on to him for a few corners, and he just disappeared into the distance. And but yeah, into the pits and the lap 2, good pit stop. Got ahead of Coward and Hillier again. They caught me again, so it took them 2 laps to catch me. So I followed them over the mountain, which was really nice. You know, another solid pit stop, went back out, and then I was sort of in no man's land really. I was sort of 6th, but 20 seconds behind Jamie and 20 seconds in front of Josh, I believe. So I thought, well, I'll just bring the bike home safe. You know, I didn't rev it as hard and didn't push the bike as hard, and just really enjoyed my last lap and crossed the line for the top 6. So, you know, if you're top 6 on the Superbike round here going over 130 miles an hour, you're not hanging about. And that's where we were. So, yeah, I can't. Team did an amazing job. They're all happy. Everybody's happy. You know, I always put a bit of pressure on myself. All the bosses are here. Boss of Europe's here. Boss of UK's here. So all the dealers are here. So, you know, they're wanting like a result. But like Honda won the race, which is good for our brand. And Honda was 5th and 6th. So yeah, strong. You know, good.
Did you, when you saw Michael at the Craig, did you think, oh, flipping egg, that's some lap, that is? Because obviously he's made up 3 places to get to you.
Honestly, I can't blow enough smoke up his arse, really, to be honest. I'm pleased for him. You know, he's been there all his last few years, and he's just built, and you know, understands it all like world works. And I like working with in 03, so. Sorry, 2013. You know, we worked together, and he won 4 TTs that year, and he was inch perfect. You know, he used all the road. You're entitled to use all the road, but he was solid. And you know, to turn Peter Hickman over here, you know, I believe Peter's had a few problems, but you know, if you're turning Peter over here, you know, you know, he's come under the radar. It was the Hickey and Harrison show, and which I know will have wound him up quietly away. So, but yeah, I mean, what a day! To race on a Sunday, and it's cool. Epic day all round. Yeah, just pleased.
He's gone level with you now on 23 TT wins. I didn't really want to ask the question, but I suppose if there's anyone to do it, you'd want it to be Michael, wouldn't you? With the name and the family. Honestly, and everything.
You know, I worked with his uncle, I've raced with his dad, I've raced with his brother, I've worked with Michael, and he started his career at the Northwest TT a little bit before I did, so I think he won his first TT at 19 or something on a Yamaha. So yeah, you know, there's not enough to, you know, superlatives to say about the lad. You know, I like him a lot. You know, he keeps himself to himself a lot of the times, but I chat to him on WhatsApps and wish him all the best. And you know, he really wanted that and commanded that race and drove it. And you know, he's in his prime now. I think that I'm not sure what his age is. I think he's 35ish or something. So that is when you know what you want from your bike, you know what you want from your team, you know what you want from everything. So. You know, he's just going to bat. I mean, he might match Joey by the end of this week, so who knows? And like you said, no better man to do it. But you know, fair play to him, because I couldn't I couldn't build an R6 engine. I don't know how to build an R6 engine. You know, I'm lucky. I come down here, and sit on the grass, and just put my feet up. You know, he's still there, spannering all the way. So you've got to add more respect to him for that. So, but I'm 51-year-old. You know, I'm still riding the Superbike. I'm still, bossing it around all right. I didn't feel like I was out of control anywhere. I felt okay. You know, and you know, if 6 is where we are, that's, you know, the race. My race was a minute faster than it was last year, so, you know, we're going forward even my age. So that's all I can do is improve on last year, and I'm improving on last year. So, and you know, I was 5th last year, but I was disappointed in my 5th last year because I didn't feel like I rode that good, but I felt like I rode much better today, and see what the rest of the week brings.
How did you feel coming in after the Superbike race? What sort of fatigue-wise, did you feel all right? Because Clive Padgett's just been speaking to Pete out there and said people at home don't realise what it does to riders, and especially in this heat around here.
Yeah.
You know, 200 odd miles from around this course. It's got to take it out of you, surely.
226 miles is tough. Plus, some of them did a warm-up lap as well, so
Yep.
that's another 38 miles on top of it. So I chose to miss that. I did it last year, and it took the wind out of me a bit. But it's hard, and like I say, when you see us riding around and you sat at home watching your telly, and you might go off, have a cup of tea and come back and we're still going round, or you probably got time to nip to the shop and come back as well, you know, and we're still battering our way around. But the thing is with this place, there's absolutely nowhere where you can have a rest, and there's not 1 millisecond where you can take your eye off the ball, and you've got to concentrate all the time. So I'm feeling it now. I don't feel like I'm absolutely done, but back hurts. You know, my head's buzzing because I don't wear earplugs, so my ears are a bit humming. Look, might be shouting at the minute down the.
That's a bit Chris Walker-esque.
Down the camera, I'm like, but it'll settle down, and you know, but they're just a buzz. You know, my family's outside. You can probably hear them rattling away and that. So I think they're all happy. I'm in one piece. The crack's good at the minute. It's a nice atmosphere. It always is when you finish a race here. The after chat and one thing or another is always the come down is the best bit. So yeah.
Day off tomorrow. What's the plan? Day at the beach or chill out or what?
I don't know. I think there's a couple of little bits on my diary I think I've got to do, but it'd be nice just to sneak off somewhere and just switch off and not see a motorbike for a few hours. I'm sure my missus will have something planned, no doubt about it. So she'll be wanting to drag me out of the paddocks. I've not really been anywhere really. It's just been relentless, you know. So, but yeah, it'd be nice to have a bit of time off and regroup and maybe have a nice get with the team really, and have an ice cream with the team as well. They've been like foot flat to the floor non-stop, so they need a break as well. So you know they're in there at 8:30 every morning till 8 o'clock at night. So
just looking ahead then on to Tuesday, Superstock race. What are your feelings ahead of that? Because you seem to be enjoying riding the Stocker.
Yeah, I've struggled a little bit through practice week on it. I've sort of enjoyed riding my Superbike more than my Stocker, but we've got a couple more ideas. We might do the warm-up lap because it's only a 3-lap race, so 4 laps we can hold on. I'm just going to go on the same, the same way I did this race, is just ride the bike and try not to worry too much about who's where and who's what, and what will be. You know, Stockers are so fast. You know, they're only a tenth or two behind the Superbikes really. So there'll be similar sorts of speeds, I'm sure, and there'll be similar sorts of guys at the front, and just get 3 safe laps under my belt and another one down.
Spot on. Thanks very much, and we'll catch up with you on Tuesday. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Day 6 and 7. Let's just talk about today. Second position in the Superbike race, and that's cock off the lap record with what I can gather, no brakes, weaving everywhere, and no quick shifter. So not too bad overall.
Yeah, not the best of days, but still not a bad finish. You know, second on the podium, getting a finish here's one thing, getting on the podium's another, and winning's the ultimate, obviously. But I'm happy enough with the problems that we've got. It is what it is. Yeah, very problematic is probably the right word. Yeah, just not exactly what we wanted. It's not gone the way that we thought it was going to go. I mean, we've had some chassis problems anyway, which we already knew about, and we're trying to fix, and we can't quite figure out what's going wrong. but the bike just basically waggles too much. So even in a straight line, it's not going in a straight line. It's constantly moving, and when I hit bumps, it tends to snap quite hard, which basically is knocking the pads back, and then I have no brakes. So every time I go for the brake, there is no brake, which is super unnerving, particularly here at the TT. You know, I'm talking every brake point after a bit of a straight, I have nothing. So I have to do at least three pulls of the brake lever to get a brake, which is not very nice.
Stressful.
Yeah, and I've had it for a few days now, which is not great. And obviously I had it all 6 laps of that race. But besides that, the quick shifter decided it wasn't going to play ball right from the start. So as I went off the start, it wouldn't even shift to second gear. I had to manually shift to second gear. It was intermittent on the quick shifter. So some gears it would shift, some revs it would shift, but some revs it wouldn't. It was really odd how it worked, which, to be fair, an intermittent one's probably even worse than just not working at all. I'd nearly been better off just turning it off because at least I knew what I had. As it was, I had to, like, sometimes it would be right and sometimes it wouldn't. It also meant that I had no blipper, so the blip never worked actually, so not even intermittent, it just didn't work. And because I had my clutch really high, because I have the rear brake there, because obviously normally we don't use the clutch, I couldn't use the clutch, so I was manually blipping down the box to get the gears as well. So on top of that, with the got
This is
some
gonna
good
be good
outtakes.
Good outtakes on this one.
On top of that, yeah. So on top of the quick shifter, on top of the brake problem, we then had no blipper either. It was just kind of, yeah. And on top of that, trying to hang on to the thing when it's constantly snapping. I mean, the lap 1 over Rencullen, actually the jump before Rencullen, I'm not entirely sure what it's called. Mental. I mean, I know how to go over there, I know how fast I can go over there, and I hit it how I would normally hit it, and oh my god, the bike was unbelievable. Like, so far out of shape. I've never had a bike probably that far out of shape around here. It was like lock to lock over the first one, and I need to turn right, so I had to kind of gather it and hold on to it and then chuck it in really late and off camber, which was not nice, but I made it just, but it wasn't exactly what we should have been doing really, but it's one of them, you know. I got used to it, and I managed to do a fast lap at the end of 35.4, which is, it shows we've got the speed. Even with all the problems, I have the speed, so it's more now about, if I can get rid of the problems, how fast can I actually go? That's the thing for me. I'm like, I know where I think I could be, but I can't do it because of all these problems. And it's not the team's fault at all. The team's working their absolute asses off to get the bike right. It's just not working. You know, it's no one's fault. It's just the way it goes. But we'll keep trying. I'm not sure what we're going to do for Saturday, but we need to go back to the drawing board somewhere along the line and see what we can do.
We'll just talk about yesterday, because podium in the Supersport race, second again, so 2 seconds. You must be fairly chuffed with the return from yesterday on the little 765.
Yeah, fairly happy with Supersport. The result that I was almost expecting to a point. You know, Michael's super strong on the Supersport, on the little bikes in particular. I mean, in this week he's been super strong on everything, which is really nice to see. Actually, to be quite honest, it's good to have him back properly where he should be. But yeah, I just take too long to get going on the 600. I always say it, and I know it's an excuse, but it's just, I can't get my brain into gear. You know, I've done more laps on the 600 this week than I ever have to try and break that trait, and I still haven't. You know, it takes me until I get to the pit stop after lap 2 to go, oh, I'm on a 600, and then ride it like a 600 instead of riding it like the big bike. And the problem with that is the boys are just too far away. You know, so I managed to just nip Dean at the end when I really got properly into the rhythm, but I need to start with that rhythm, and if I can start with that rhythm, then we have a chance maybe. But I know how strong Michael can be on that 600, and the positive was the bike not only looks awesome with the 10th anniversary Trooper livery on it, but it was going really, really well. The bike was on song, and I did my fastest ever Supersport lap, so 129 mile an hour on Supersport, which I've never done before, so that's all positive really. I've never been that fast on a 600. We just finished in second, that's the problem. It's not fast enough.
Just a quick word on the little Super Twin. Is it a no-go?
Yeah, Super Twin has been really odd. We don't really know what's gone on with it. However, Tuesday we have a warm lap in the morning, and then the Super Stock race, then the Super Twin race, I think is how it goes. Our plan is to run the Super Twin on the warm-up lap. We've spoken to the organisers. If it completes the lap okay, then they will allow us to race it in the afternoon. They've done that for numerous competitors, so it's not just for me. There's been, even this week, quite a few competitors that struggled in qualifying with whatever reason, and because we've got these warm-up laps, they've allowed them to do them in the warm-up lap, and as long as they've been nice and safe and steady away, then they've allowed them to race. So fingers crossed. I've had to borrow an engine off Michael Rutter of all people, which is going to cost me an absolute fortune, let me tell you.
I was just about to say.
Yeah, so he's lent me his engine because we've managed to kill both of ours, unbelievably so. But anyway, we think we've found out what it was, something really stupid. But anyway, that's just how it is, and that's the way it's gone. And I don't think we'll have the result that we probably could have had if everything had gone right. But if we can get it out there, get a finish on it, or 2 finishes on it this week, then that's at least something.
Day off tomorrow, finally. Then day off tomorrow.
Finally.
What are your plans? Go and lay on the beach and get away from everything, or try and get on top of the plans of the
I've got a
Superbike?
bus lap with Drew, travel at 10
So you've not really got
No, at 10 a.m. in the morning, which takes probably an hour and a bit with the bus. And then I actually haven't got too much. There's a couple of little things I need to do, but nothing major. So it will be a day off-ish. But it's the first day we're going to have off from riding. So we've ridden from Monday to now, every day, which is pretty tiring, you know. I mean, Clive Paget was here a minute ago and just said people don't understand quite what you go through as a rider. It's it's as amazing as what people can see from the outside and what they think is hard work. It's probably 10 times more than what they think. It's tough, but I love it still.
Hey, you're still a hero of everyone's mate. Anyway, congratulations on today, and we'll catch up with you probably after the Super Twin race on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I don't know what day we're on.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Day 6 and 7 of your video diaries. But first of all, you're not a wannabe anymore. You're in the 130 club. You talk us through it.
This is going to be the quietest interview you're ever going to get from me.
Never from you.
But you know, to talk through that lap, I set off down Bray Hill, and I'm looking in front of us, and number 12 is Michael Rutter. He's won 7 TTs, countless Macaus, British champion. He's even been a MotoGP rider. And the one thing that people forget is, like, last year's in the past, you know, it's just history now. And those lads were just coming out of the shell a bit more. McGuinness is banging in 31s, and Rutter was banging in 30s, like nearly 30s in practice. And the old guard is still the guard. That's what people forget, that age is just a number. And I'm looking and I'm going, I've only done 11 laps, just treated as practice. And then the visor went down, and I just went, just go, you know, not try and catch anyone. It was weird. I thought, just go. And then I got to Brad and I went, is that the arse end of a MotoGP bike? And then I got going a little bit more, and I came around Balagary. I went, I can still see the arse end of this MotoGP bike, and kept going and going and going. And I caught him somewhere on the left. It's all a blur. We've just done 6 laps. We've just rode from Liverpool to London as quick as we can. And I caught Rutter, and I passed him in the Parliament, and I thought, I'm doing well to outbrake him here. And outbraked him, and then I think I gapped him a little bit, and then I just got in his way, and he passed me back. I thought, class, here we go, and he just woke up. Then I passed him back, and then he passed me back. And normally the etiquette around here is, if you pass someone, you let them go. But Rutter woke up, you know what I mean? Like the black country lad just woke up and went, I'm here to dish out some portions. And
did that drag you along, do you think?
Massively, and it just turned into some, like, I was faster than him in some sections, and vice versa. And then it just suddenly dawned on us, I'm racing a MotoGP rider on a MotoGP bike on the world's greatest circuit, and I'm catching him on a stocker. You know what I mean? And you know what? It was getting to the point where I was passing him, had some awesome pit stops. You know, the counting team were in the pits with us, Graham was in the pits, and we were actually leaving the pits quicker than him, and I just all boiled my head. I went, mint, I'm in front of him, gapping, and I ran on in a couple of places. Not enough to get off the bike, but I was trying to stop the front. And I came into that last lap, everything's blowing out my bagpipe. You know, this bench we're sitting on, we just had Aidan Robinson literally turned me from a woman into a man. He's redone me biology within 20 minutes, and you can see you laughing in the background with the pain and squealing. But I came down that hill, and I thought, you know what? If I haven't done a 130, it doesn't matter.
Well, it did matter, didn't it? It
You know what? No, it did, because I rode my heart out, and I thought, I was getting angry. I thought, we have to have done a 130, because I just poured everything into it. But honestly, that last lap, and that's where the times come from around here, when you forget about it. And I went, I'm behind Michael Burton, scratching, and I'm going, you know what? And they come in, and
What was the feeling like when that lad on the fence showed you the phone and it said 130?
oh, it was, you know what? I just looked at him and just went, I didn't even hear what he said. He was just bouncing up and down. And then I came up the return road, and I knew it was real when I saw the Counting family, you know, like Neil, everyone just jumping down the spot, and I just...
Mega.
And then, you know, like the fact that, you know, I've harped on about it in so many little interviews and stuff like that, and me getting to a 130 was unachievable. That was the thing for me. It was unachievable, and the closer I got, the harder it became. But like you just said, I'm not a wannabe anymore. And you know, Chrissy, God love him, my dad, Piggy, Fran, everyone. You know when everyone just says to you, "Oh, you can do it. You can do it." I don't believe them.
Well, now you have. So
I should start believing in people more.
you do really.
But
Yeah. Just talk to us about yesterday with the Supersport race, because
it went bang on.
didn't go great, did it?
No, it's been in my heart bleeds, because the Counting racing team, they've never not made the grid in 11 years, and we just had a gremlin, like a proper hidden away gremlin. You know, we had an engine failure, and the Counting team, even last year, we got to the grid within seconds and they rebuilt a wiring loom and everything. This is a team that doesn't give in, and it's a team I want to race for. But they always put me first, and you can't ask any more than that from a team. And collectively, we tried our best to get the parts. The parts didn't turn up, and we made the decision together to try and find another bike. And unlucky in those situations, like Matt Stevenson, who's going to continue to ride for them when he's up on his feet again. He had a broken femur, and they had a spare R6. They put me on, and that's what this paddock's about. Getting people on bikes, getting the grids, and the more laps you do, the safer you become. And you wouldn't get that in any other sport. So I'm very, very grateful, and unfortunately that dropped the valve on us, you know, on lap one. And you know, we went into this 6-lap race after turning that BM upside down every night. And you know, to go get, you know, only Josh Brooks, current like front runner BSB's in front of me, you know, just putting that out there. He's out in front, and we needed that. All of us here, you know, it's we needed that.
Yeah. Day off tomorrow. What's the plan? Are you going to get absolutely
Mate,
this
you know,
evening?
mate, you know, as much as I want to, I'm a creature of momentum. So if I had a beer tonight, it would just continue for days. So I'm definitely gonna have. Last time I was drinking Guinness Zero, but I'll be having a couple of proper ones tonight just to celebrate. You know, these moments are there to be cherished. So, and obviously that's factory rider number 1 for Counting racing.
Keep some of your fans happy and sign an autograph on your merchandise, look.
Oh, right. Well, I'll do that after this, man.
Well, we'll
keep Grace happy. Keep Grace happy.
Fans anyway. Dom,
Let me
congratulations. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, mate.
more than.
Clive go? Did he go that way? Clive?
Sorry, I was doing an interview. That way.
That way.
No, through there.
Gate, and that
Yeah.
way.
It's all right.
That'll make the outtakes at the
Yeah,
end.
it could be a good outtake that.